earlier today, I mean, this afternoon has been quite lovely, cooler.
Yeah.
I like the gray skies.
Yeah, much cooler.
Twilight.
A nice kind of steady light to rainfall, but there are some pockets of heavier rainfall mixed in. And so with tropical moisture, that heavy rainfall could briefly lead to some localized street flooding. And I emphasized on the briefly. Once the rain moves out, things usually improve. But we have seen the storm growing there near Port Aransas. That's one to watch. So this is going to be Port Aransas, south of Rockport, so Aransas Pass, Ingleside, two areas that are really three areas that are going to be impacted by this thunderstorm as it's still growing. So this is one that we will be watching for a little bit more strength or a little bit more oomph that could produce some flooding. This area floods very easily. So keep that in mind if you are traveling between really Aransas Pass, Port Aransas, Rockport, or Ingleside this evening. That could get a little bit dicey. Another area that's seeing a decent amount of rain right now, that's going to be Kingsville down toward Rivera and then through Falfurrias. That is where this kind of surge in moderate rainfall will be tracking. Everything will eventually move west and likely going to clear out by your morning commute. Those stronger storms in southern Jim Hogg County and into kind of central Brooks County. So this is where our line of stronger thunderstorms has developed. As of right now, nothing is severe, but definitely we're watching for the chance for some downbursts because these storms kind of just pop up, and then that could allow for the updraft to not be strong enough to support the storm, and it could collapse, and that's how you get a downburst. But right now, here's the latest on Tropical Storm Bertha. All of this is the energy that was that big kind of plume, a cloud coverage that was over the Gulf. That is now moved inland and is redeveloping there into Kingsville area. Over the last 24 hours, this is how Bertha has helped us out quite a bit. We made it up to 102 yesterday, and now we've stayed in the upper 80s. Corpus Christi did briefly reach 90, and that was this afternoon. So yesterday at midnight, we did get down to 81. Today, we made it up to a high of 90 degrees just briefly. That is not a record. 94 is average, and 102 was the record back in 2018. Here's the view. This is where all of the darker clouds are. It's been a very gloomy day. The sun coming up where Bertha was made it look cloudy and dark all day long. We may see some sunshine peek through when it's setting to the west, but we're starting to see the cloud coverage really develop more to the west. So it's those western counties that may see a pretty cool sunrise if you get lucky. There are a lot of beautiful sunset if you get lucky. I was thinking ahead, there were a lot of beautiful sunrises this morning. I got a lot of great pictures I still need to share on social media. But tonight, we'll see an isolated risk of storms. A nice day tomorrow, 95 degrees. Winds will be out of the southeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour. If you are headed to the beach, use caution. I do expect a high rip current risk tomorrow with waves running about 3 to 4 feet following an uptick and a tiny bit of swell from Bertha. It doesn't look too crazy, but 6-second period maybe out there, increasing our rip current risk. UV index extreme. Port Aransas high tide is going to be coming up overnight, so that's a benefit. Good news is we never were expecting surge here, and coastal flooding should be kept at bay, but full moon, by the way, is going to be on Tuesday. Here's a look at futurecasts. Those storms that we are seeing trying to develop, they'll continue moving west, and so by the morning commute, we should be clear. There could be a few spotty showers, but outside of that, not expecting much as high pressure returns and really starts to take over into the weekend. Now, speaking of the weekend, overall, pleasant, sunny skies, temperatures back around normal, if not above normal. But what I want to emphasize Saturday, but especially Sunday, if you have property, entity, businesses in Three Rivers, George West, you've got to start prepping for that flooding that we are anticipating on the Nueces next week. That flood warning is in place between Three Rivers and Lake Corpus Christi now, and I expect the water to be reaching flood stage based on the latest forecast from the River Prediction Center. That will be major flood stage at Three Rivers by Tuesday. So Tuesday is a day that we could start to see that major flooding in Three Rivers. Leslie.